Hello.
Hello. This is not morning.
It's meditation reflections.
Yeah, our schedule's kind of messed up, so we're just doing it when we can. And we will get it out every day.
But we, of course, pretty much meditate at least every day because that's a regular part of our routine. But it is a pleasure to share it with you.
Yeah.
So we thought we should go ahead and come out. It was a kind of mix because we've had a very heavy construction morning.
Yeah.
Putting ceilings on and things like that.
Yeah.
It's been fascinating.
We're having lots of fun.
Learn all this stuff.
And getting our exercise.
Oh, doesn't it? So we had a little rest, and then let's get our meditation in because we'd miss it, and
Yeah.
we would.
Yeah.
I didn't get an enormous amount, but we have lots of things going on. The New Zealand election has been moved from September 19th to October 17th because we've had a flare up the coronavirus. And a friend of ours was part of a march in Auckland Sunday. Jeanette Wilson went up to Auckland to participate in a political march. And again, this is in preparation for the New Zealand election. And it was a fascinating video because people were talking about all the things they want to raise with the New Zealand government because there's lots of governmental decisions, particularly near the coronavirus crisis, that have been made about payments and businesses and opening businesses and how to manage it across the country.
And also, Auckland is in level 3, whereas the rest of the country is in level 2. And that's, that's in ways very unfair because it affects a lot of businesses.
Yeah, one of the other details is New Zealand has been very, very lucky in the fact that we are an island and we quarantined, and we had 102 days of level 1 for the entire country, but anybody coming into the country had to go into quarantine for 2 weeks to see if they were carrying the coronavirus. So the whole life was back to normal except for anybody trying to do any overseas travel. And then we've had this flare-up of coronavirus, which can't really be tracked back except possibly to some seafood shipments that came in from China. That's the only link to outside the country.
Any excuse.
Well, who knows? But the people who had it traveled around a lot, so this little pop-up. So we now, I believe, have 111 cases of coronavirus in New Zealand again. So it's a little startling, and they're going, wait a minute, the people in quarantine need to stay in quarantine, we need to have a different management system. So there's lots of little things that that protest was raising that they weren't happy with, besides like education, some of the legislation around medical supplements, things like that. But it was a wonderful example of a very peaceful protest, and it was so very New Zealand, and Jeanette was having a wonderful, Jeanette Wilson was the person filming and narrating that little thing we sent through, talking about what she was seeing and trying to talk to people. And Jeanette's a really good positive activist, but again, intensely peaceful. She's a really good public speaker, and they bring things directly to the attention of the government. So fascinating to me.
Anyway, what I got was just we need to increase our level of compassion for people. Some people are just not ready to face the reality of what is happening here on Earth, and they just don't want to go there. But we have to have compassion for them. You can't be impatient or try to pound things into their head because it's just not going to work, and it's going to work against you. They'll come to it in their own time when they are ready to accept a paradigm change, because it is a massive one, a massive paradigm change. So that's basically what I got: patience, understanding, and that's about it.
A friend of ours, Juliet, said something very good the other evening, which is when a person's at the vibratory level that they can hear an idea, that will be the first time they can hear that idea. And you just have to wait till they hit that level, because otherwise you're not going to be heard. It's an interesting kind of combination of awarenesses. And I went, that's a very kind description. It's like, if you try to explain physics to a 2-year-old. It doesn't work. And even persistence of object, if you're working with children, if you have a ball that's red on one side and green on the other, and you show it to a 2-year-old, and you say, what color do you see? They'll tell you red.
And you turn the ball in front of them.
So they say, and ask them what color do the participant, the other person, see, and they will say red. They won't say green, and yet they saw the ball had 2 colors on it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you can't think an idea until you know it, was an idea that I used to teach my students, and that's about how this is working. It's useless to try to convert people, but to be there, to be compassionate when they're realizing that they want to be part of this change. Yeah.
Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Have a wonderful week.
Blessings.
Blessings upon you.